Okay, well, we're starting.
Perfect, let's do it.
So today we have Alec and I are doing awkward conversations in real estate with Summer Sweaney, and she is all things home warranty.
Yeah.
I think of you and home warranty in the same sentence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been years.
How many years?
So I've been in the real estate field 21 plus years. And the little background about me is I started as a lead generator back in the day at John Scott. So I would go grab the phone book every morning and open a page, and I would call every number on the page. And if they said they wanted to know what their home was worth, I would refer it to an agent. And I did that for months. And then from there, I opened the transaction coordinating department at John Scott, which was awesome. Did that for a while. And then Rhonda Conger from CBH Homes asked me if I wanted to come join her team. And at that point, she was selling in Woodbridge. And so I said, sure. And then I went new construction forever. And then when the market kind of tanked and builders were looking at a different, other than like the new model home thing, I went back to the dental field, and then Innovate called, or Landmark called and said, hey, do you want to run our side of the company in Idaho? And I did that for 8 years until they sold to corporate America. And then I was at American Home Show for 3.
Okay. I remember when you first came out because you had fun ads with your
Yep. And I tried to maintain that the same. It's just a little bit different. Nobody goes in their offices really anymore. So print media is not the best way.
Do you do that on social?
I do it on social. I do a warranty Wednesday every Wednesday, which is like giving the real estate field tips and things about like the home warranty industry. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's just like need to know information. So
what kind of tip would you have given them this week?
So this week was, let me think about it. Oh, a lot of people don't understand that we do new construction. And so we're really trying to push that. In Idaho, it's a little bit different because if you're a part of the BCA as a builder, you have to cover your one, right? But that's more structural and things like that. And so for us, it's more like, hey, after year 1, you can pay $800 and get a home warranty for years 2, 3, and 4.
Oh.
So really, it's a 4-year home warranty. And so peace of mind, because we all know things are not built the way they used to be.
Yeah.
I think I've probably replaced 3 dishwashers in my house, and we've owned it for 8 years.
So this one out today.
Exactly.
On my way here. That was part of my drama.
See, so it's just one of those things that you're just like, they're not built the same. So even though they claim it's new construction and brand new, we never know. So yeah, so I think this week was more new construction. A lot of it's on like how to order a home warranty, or I always post buyer seller scripts on how an agent can present to a buyer. I try to make tools just so to help the real estate field out.
And where do they find that?
So it's on my Facebook page. And it's really, I decided to go away from kind of the business page because I had so many friends from the real estate industry that were already friends with me on my personal page. I kind of just turned it into one. So it's Summer Sweaney Facebook page and then my Instagram page. Awesome. We always post it on the story and then on the page. And there's always just every Wednesday, Warranty Wednesday.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So why does a seller want warranty?
So it's a little bit different in today's world with sellers. And I say the market is driven this in a certain direction. So let's say that you have a home that you've listed. And, it's an older home with older appliances. And older appliances, I'll just serve me for a loop. Older appliances, and you have some buyers walking through that are like, oh, we don't love that these appliances are a little bit older. The thought that you can say, hey, this home comes with a home warranty, or the seller has a home warranty on it. So after closing, if anything happens, you'll be covered in case of, breakdown or malfunction. The other thing for sellers is, a lot of sellers right now are competing against new construction.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just to offer a warranty because, new construction comes with a warranty. So I'm seeing that a lot more. I think agents should use it as a tool every day to differentiate themselves. Because think about if you're in competition with another agent on a listing and you go in and you say, hey, I'm going to offer a 1-year home warranty while we have it listed in case anything goes wrong during the listing period. Please call me as the real estate agent and I'll show you how to use your home warranty. And I think that could steer them a little bit as opposed to somebody that doesn't offer one.
Okay.
Right. And so, we have sign writers that you can put on the sign that says, if the seller's going to provide it, this home comes with a home warranty, because again, new construction seems to be a huge competition for resale. And so they already have a warranty.
And what does a home warranty do? So like for the buyer.
Yep. So home warranty covers, so what we like to say is more systems. We don't cover anything structural. So for instance, furnace, water heater, AC, there are some plumbing pipe leaks and stoppages. Like if your faucet in your bathroom drips constantly, that would be covered. Let's say your garbage disposal drips, that would be covered. Electrical, if you go to plug in an outlet and all of a sudden, and I didn't realize this, but outlets go bad.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that. So so outlets, garage door openers, really anything system wise within the foundation of the home, all appliances.
Okay.
Washer, dryer, all of that. And how it works is, let's say you get a home warranty, and so for us, we have an awesome system where you can go online and place the service request. So you go online, place the service request, it automatically gets dispatched to me. I pick my contractor and send it out. And then the contractor and the homeowner at that point connect and schedule for the repair. Once the contractor goes out, the homeowner always pays a service call fee. There's always a service call fee. Ours is 80. Goes anywhere from 80 in the industry now to about 150, depending on what they would charge. And that goes paid directly to the contractor. And then once the contractor diagnoses, he goes back on that same portal, puts his notes in, sends it to me. It automatically comes up and I approve it. Things that are more approved than others would be bigger ticketed items like furnace, AC, hot water heater. Those are items that we can probably fix, right? And so we try to attempt to fix those first. Now, if it comes down to a dishwasher or appliances, there's no reason why I have to spend $350 to fix a dishwasher when you can get one at Home Depot on President's Sale for $295.
Right.
Here's the money. Go buy a new dishwasher. Because once one thing goes out, it's all going to go out. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it works in the field. And, I try to vet it first and say, like, if they claim online, can you give me more details? Because I don't want to send somebody out if I know it's not covered and then pay the $80 service call fee. Oh, I would rather be honest with them and just say, hey, this is a non-covered item in the policy, but I can send you a referral. And so I'll always send a referral no matter what to the contractors that we have. We do allow you to use your own contractor, and there are home warranty companies out there that do that. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly with that, for sure. One, our contractors are very loyal and very honest, and we don't tell them what they can charge, but we regulate it a little bit, right? And so that people aren't getting gouged in prices. The ones that use their own contractor, I always get a second opinion because my contractors come in way less. And I can't tell you how many times I've had people call and say, oh, the furnace guy told me I have a cracked heat exchanger. And we send out our contractor and they're like, you absolutely don't. It's a flame sensor. It's $160.
Okay.
So I'm always a tool for anybody, whether you have a home warranty or not. If you want good contractors, please call me. I've got so many on my list that I trust.
So if so easy to say sometimes.
I know, right?
I have a furnace that I think is going bad,
okay.
And I call you and I have a home warranty. I pay my $80
yep.
to the furnace guy, and he says I need this $1,000 fix.
Yep, we fix it.
Then it's covered under the home warranty. So I just pay the $80.
Yep, you pay the $80. And now, sometimes, and not necessarily with us, but there are people need to watch out for out-of-pocket expenses, right? Because there's only so much a home warranty can cover. And then back in the day when we started, home warranties covered everything. Well, now just the cost of goods, contractors, and all of that. I like to think of it as we're kind of a helpful, I can't think of the term I'm looking for, but I'm here to help with cost, right? I'm not here to pay the whole thing. But instead of you paying $4,000 for a furnace, I'll pay $2,500 of it, and that will help you, right? And so if you have a warranty, we're there to absorb the cost. Not all of it, but majority of it.
Okay. So if you had a furnace that just went out and there was nothing they could do to fix it with the home warranty.
Yep. So rule of thumb to think of a little bit is I read RE10s daily. I get them sent to me all the time. So in the transaction, most people get home inspection, right? And anything that's noted on the home inspection has to be addressed before a home warranty will cover it. And I think that is probably the biggest thing that people don't understand. Those are considered pre-existing conditions. Now, let's say you have an RE10 and you've asked them to service the furnace. Let's say the garbage disposal wasn't working and the dishwasher wasn't working. And we can prove that those were taken care of by a certified contractor. If it goes out again, we will cover it. But if they simply just do not get it taken care of and assume the home warranty is going to cover it, there's not a home warranty company out there that will cover it.
Okay, and so if I'm a seller and I have a home warranty on my listing, and the home inspection comes back and says the furnace hasn't cracked, whatever.
Yep.
It gets fixed during the home
So
inspection.
so here's the deal. So it depends on how long we've had it on, right? So we have to prove that the crack happened while we had the home warranty on from the listing to the date that the inspection was done. A lot of the times I get an RE10 and the majority of what I see is, hey, Summer, the furnace and AC need to be serviced. And so if you have the listing coverage, you can get the furnace service for $80 and the AC service for $80, which is a huge savings as opposed to just contacting an everyday contractor.
Right.
So a lot of what comes back on the RE10 is that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll have some that say, hey, Summer, the water heater's dripping. Okay, well, that probably could have happened in a month and a half to 2 months. So then we'll send the plumber out.
Okay.
Right. And we'll, address it and go from there. But I would say the biggest thing would be the preseason tune-ups or the servicing of the units.
Awesome. Have you ever used a home warranty?
Mm-hmm. I've had one for quite a while. We just had it for a while, and we've used it probably 8 times.
You probably renewed it every year. It's probably auto-renewed.
I know people that do that. They buy them for initially, and then they just keep doing it because it's like living in an apartment.
Yeah,
We'd already owned our house. So when we bought ours, I imagine it's the same with you. We had to wait a month for it to be
30-day wait period. Yep.
So you sign up for it July 5th, air conditioner. And it didn't go into effect until August.
Yes. That's only if it's a consumer deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's 2 different ones. There's the real estate deal and the consumer deal. Real estate deal is no wait period. It just starts the minute we receive payment and your contract is active. The consumer deal is anyone that's owned their home for over 30 days can get a home warranty. They just have to wait 30 days to place a service request.
Okay.
Just to make sure everything is in good working order. And at this point, I say, like, if you're hand washing dishes for 30 days and you're waiting, good for you.
You deserve it.
You deserve a dishwasher fix.
So I should have gotten a home warranty 30 days ago for my trash compactor.
There you go.
So if you're a seller and you want to entice a buyer with it or whatever it is, maybe you're using it as leverage on that. How many years can you say you're going to pay for a home warranty?
So right now we go up to 4.
Okay.
And so it's $500 a year, so that would be $2,000. Renewal rates go up, and so it's more cost effective to buy multi-years up front than it is to renew it, just because cost of goods go up, and that's more of an incentive for a seller to provide more of a long-term home warranty. The longer you have the home warranty on your home, the easier it is for approval, obviously, because you've had it with us for a year, you've never called in, and then all of a sudden something goes wrong. It's a no-brainer to approve that, right? It's just typically within the first 30 to 45 days, every home warranty company asks for a home inspection, just as an on your honor system to make sure that everything was in good working order.
Okay, and it's funny when I have an RE10, sometimes I will ask for a 2 or 3 year home warranty.
Yeah.
And the listing agents and the sellers are very opposed to giving that longer one, which I think adds value, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, have you had to ever argue that? Like,
No.
I agree with your puzzled look on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them $1,000. But I think maybe
Right.
it's the money when you're a seller and you're looking at the.
Well, I agree with you. I do think renewal rates are not as high as we'd like them to see. And the reason for that is because a lot of home warranties are seller paid, right? And so even though the buyer sees value in it, when the home warranty comes up to renew, they're like, oh, we have to pay for this now. We don't want to renew it. I would say if you moved here from Nevada, Arizona, or California, you will renew every year because those states are every single transaction gets a home warranty, no matter what. Idaho is a little bit far behind the thing. We're getting there.
Because it's regulated or just because it's
just because it's kind of a standard of practice, right? Like back in the day here, it was always, remember this, seller to pay 3% closing costs. Okay, where'd you come up with that? Like, why 3%? It just was a standard.
Right.
You just asked for 3%. And I remember back in the day being like, where's this coming from? Same thing. It just always in those 3 states, everyone gets a home warranty. And then when they see value in it, they just renew it every year. Yeah. And so that has driven our home warranty market up quite a bit because they're moving here and they've been asking for it. I think education on home warranties is key. I try to, when I present at a real estate office, I try not to come in and talk about Innovate as much, but the why you need one, I'm going to offer you scripts on how to talk about it and make sure that, don't look at a home inspection and say, oh, we'll just get a home warranty. It doesn't work that way, right? Like I always say, if you crash your car and then go get car insurance, are they going to pay for it?
Right.
No. So same kind of rule of thumb.
I usually ask for it in that inspection and then as an additional.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
It's like, well, we're going to hold you over a barrel. We're not asking for all these other things. Here, just give us this little home warranty that might cover us for other things we'll worry about.
Absolutely. And there's another thing that people get confused about, the difference between a home warranty and homeowners insurance, because they're kind of like, well, we already have homeowners insurance. So what I say is homeowners insurance you have to get if you're getting a loan on your house. They require it, right? Homeowners insurance covers what we call the acts of God: fire, theft, flood, vandalism, those items, right? Home warranty doesn't cover those items. We cover the more systems. So for instance, let's say you are out of town, you come home and your kitchen is flooded because your dishwasher leaked. Your homeowner's insurance will cover the damage, the restoration, all those things, but they're not going to get a new dishwasher for you. So we work very close with the homeowner's insurance, as we'll come in and replace the dishwasher and repair the dishwasher. And then your homeowner's insurance will take care of all the damage.
Oh, that's nice.
And so that's kind of a little bit of a different. We kind of partner a little bit with some insurance companies, and they say like, hey, have you thought about getting a home warranty? Because this is what we'll cover. But you would be responsible for getting a dishwasher yourself if you didn't have a home warranty. Insurance is not going to cover that.
On top of the normal stuff, is there anything that can be covered with maybe additional cost to it? Is there anything like outdoors or?
No. So in Idaho alone, any home warranty covers pretty much within the foundation of a home. Now I know there's a couple companies out there, and I'll give you the names of them. Like I know American Home Show will cover roof, and pool and spa. The difference is the max that they pay out is $500. So ultimately for any of those. So like a pool pump is $1,800. Now again, they're going to help you, but it's not going to be what you thought it was going to be. So with Innovate, we just did like one plan, $500, and I kind of took all the stuff that like I was getting complaints about back in the day of like, oh, you really don't cover this, and so I just didn't add it. Now, 210 Home Warranty is the only home warranty company in the United States right now that covers structural, and so you'll like Hubble uses them for their warranty. It's a 10-year warranty and it's structural, but they don't really cover systems. Right? They are more like cracks in the concrete, cracks in sheetrock, things like that. So even though they are home warranty, they're more on the structural side.
And they don't do really the systems.
They don't do the systems. No. So you simply have to pair it. Yep. You probably, if you were interested in a structural one, you would have to go with them and then pair it with a systems home warranty.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're more like a system structural. Cover the system side of things. So.
All right. What questions should they ask if they're thinking about getting a home warranty? Because there are a couple of companies, and so agents know you, and they would be like, just use over we always have to give
options. Yeah, and you have to give options, right? Just because you don't want it to fall back on you guys as being like, if somebody's upset that you referred this person to me. So I would say know who the rep is. You need to know the rep, because in dire need in the middle of summer and 110 degrees, and your elderly seller or your elderly buyer is without AC, you're going to need to know who to get a hold of.
Right.
So I would say the rep is a huge one. I would say read the contract. Make sure you read fine print. Now, we don't have fine print. It literally is included, excluded, done. Like it's all black and white. But there are some out there that, there's some fine print, like the max we pay out on this, but it's not showing on that detail page, right?
Right.
I would make sure that the call center, so we're local and we don't have a call center. So you're not calling Dubai or India. It's funny, when I worked at Landmark, this is so bad. Landmark's no others, so they're gone, so I can say this. But like, I can't tell how many people would call and be like, there were chickens in the background or there were roosters crowing, because it's overseas. And so they were definitely, outsourcing it and working from home. Not a problem, but you're going to wait on hold, and you're not going to get somebody that understands what a dishwasher is or how important an AC fix is that day because it's 100 degrees outside. So I would look into where the call center is located and how quickly you can get service.
Can we have chickens to our podcast?
I know, please.
Like right now?
No, I mean just in general.
Walking around.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had the chicken eyes. I would have been like,
We need to have it added to the.
yeah.
Melinda can put it on.
So she has right now.
She'll just hear it.
Yeah.
She watches it.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll put a chicken in the corner.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So those are like, That's just kind of my rule of thumb. I'm not saying one, I'm saying I'm the best, but there's others out there that are good. You just need to make sure that you have a contact when you need it, because that is a huge part of a home warranty. Just like title and escrow, just like you, right? Like,
Yeah.
when you sell a house, you probably tell your homeowners, if you need anything after transaction, please call me.
Yeah.
And they have a person to call, right?
Yep.
Same as you. If you notice that your taxes aren't being paid, or you have questions about your HOA dues, or your city meridian wasn't set up, call me directly.
There's so many things I don't want to get the number.
Not disagreeing, but they're going to find you.
I would hope never not do that. Right.
So yeah. So I'm just saying, like, to have just somebody on speed dial is very nice.
It's nice. It's like
It is. It's a team of people, right? And so, and then we can collaborate and work through it, And so, it's just kind of nice to have somebody like that.
What are some? Do you have funny stories?
I do have a couple stories for you. So one of my questions you asked me about, so you as a real estate agent have to talk about home warranties, and I don't think people really understand this. It is a line item on your purchase and sell agreement. It's not great. It's under the home inspection section, but it is a line item, and it says home warranties are available. Either inquire about it or something like that. Because that's in there, if you do not offer one or ask if your buyer or seller wants one, your E&O insurance will not cover it.
Really?
Nope, it's part of the purchase and sell agreement.
Wow, that's really good to know.
So I suggest everybody asks, and then I suggest you protect yourself in today's world, because I always have been told selling real estate, buyers are liars.
Yep.
And so, if you have a client that does not want a home inspection, you get it in writing. Decline home inspection.
Right.
You do not want a home warranty, decline. So that
You're
in
protected.
these cases, there's been a couple lawsuits I've been a part of, several actually, 6 that I can think of, where the agent didn't offer it. And I only got called in because they said, had they had the home warranty, would this have been covered? And yes, it would have been covered.
I don't know that I've ever offered it, but I always talk about it.
As long as you're mentioning it.
So I don't know if I'm compliant or if I might be getting in trouble. If you've ever worked with me, please do not send me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
because you talk about them with buyers, like,
yeah, of course, yeah. But I would just go a step further, because what happened recently was there was a homeowner living next to each other, and it was last summer. And this homeowner comes out and they're upset and mad because their AC went out. And the homeowner next door said, "Well, don't you have a home warranty?" And the homeowner next door says, "No, I never was offered a home warranty."
Oh.
And went back to their agent and was like, "Did you offer me a home warranty?" And then the agent had to buy a new AC.
And those are not cheap.
They're not cheap. It's about $4,500 to $5,000 out of pocket, because they can't prove that they didn't offer a home warranty.
I want to be in the AC club.
So
I'm going to see.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
you already say we
Yeah.
you like you.
But your AC club is not
This is all like an
$4,500
conversation, so like,
$4,500.
watch it.
I think you know more than you know.
I do.
Yes.
Let's be-
Yeah.
pretend.
So I think
Makes it awkward.
I just want you guys all to protect yourselves. Do your own due diligence and just make sure that, one, when you get to that section, you say, "Hey, have you thought about having a home warranty? Would you like one? Yes or no." And if they say maybe, just get it in writing and be like, "Okay, we talked about this. You, buyer, need to tell me toward the end of the transaction if you want one."
Okay.
Just to protect you.
It used to be in the boxes of cake things. And
Yes. It got taken out because there were other affiliates that were upset that they weren't in the check boxes. And so,
What other boxes? Other affiliates?
like,
you don't have to say companies, but
full carpet cleaning, there was so we were affiliated with BRR, right, in Iowa State. And so there were other people that were like, we pay as much money as home warranty companies to be a part of these
so they
services. And the services wanted to be in the check boxes too. So it was a little bit different. I say you always write it in the checkbox, or you write it in somewhere.
That's where I put it in the check.
Yeah. And then you say specifically what company, up to how much, and who orders it. That's the other big thing, because it does get mixed on, because it's not set in stone on who orders a home warranty. Does the buyer order it or the seller agent order it? So
in the boxes you can
specify. Yep. Or there's another section, other terms and conditions or something. I think I remember it being there, and they would write it in there.
So yours is $500.
It's $500 a year. Yep.
It's just flat.
Flat fee. Yep.
What if? Sorry.
You're good.
Title list for Mrs. L. and they don't get one order, they don't have it paid through, they inquire a month later, right? And they say,
Yep.
hey, I want to use my home warranty, but I didn't see it. We, as escrow, see that it was not collected and it should have been. Can you backdate?
We can backdate. I've had a couple of these. That's where usually the escrow and I split it, right? I said, okay, or or escrow will pay for part of it or whatever, but I'll always backdate it because you guys are my referred partners, right? Like I'm not successful without you guys. And so I understand things get missed, hence why it needs to be back in the check boxes. Because there's parts of the contract that if you guys are, escrow going through, you try to go line item by line item. It gets missed. We're human, right? Things happen. It's not put on the closing statement. It's not, and that happens too. It's where the buyer agent calls us like, I looked at the closing statement. I didn't see it on there and it's my fault too. So I just try to work with everyone, right? We all make mistakes. We're all human. So it's just a conversation to reach out and say, hey, this is, own your mistake and say, this is what happened. Is there any way that if we pay for it right now or if the seller pay for it, do you backdate it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And you cover all systems, so refrigerator,
Yep.
washer, dryer.
Yep, and the washer dryer does not have to be a part of the transaction. It could be brought because a lot of the times washer dryer they're not real property, so they're not. They either bring their own, and we'll cover it.
Yeah.
What about if my Alexa breaks?
Alexa,
Dear Lord, no,
ring doorbell.
no, we get a lot of that. So ring, nothing outside the foundation of the home.
Okay.
So outlets outside the foundation of the home, and the reason for that is because we have found that people don't properly close them and water gets inside and damages them. So the rule of thumb is a home warranty covers items that fail due to normal wear and tear.
So not like even the hose spigot.
Nope, that's outside because 9 chances out of 10 that froze.
Okay.
Because you left your hose on it and didn't take it off. That's a big one. Let's see what else. Any fire, like frozen, stuff like that. Pipe leaks are pretty easy because sometimes they just break.
What about windows?
Nope, no windows. That'd be more structural.
Fireplace.
No fireplaces. There's not a warranty company that'll cover a fireplace, and here's why. In today's world, it's a little different, but back in the day, they were inserts, right? And so you had to take the tile off and to get into it and repair it and stuff, and that's a huge repair job afterwards.
Repair the tile.
Yeah. And so they just kind of went away with it. Now there's more like a pilot light on the bottom that you can kind of like go in and fix. But the line is in the wall. So, I mean, it's not an easy fix.
Yeah.
And so kind of taking away of the difficult things that the home warranty companies don't really cover.
Box in the garage.
No sprinklers whatsoever. You'll never find a home warranty company in Idaho that will cover sprinklers or sprinkler boxes.
Water softener.
Water softeners can be covered, yes.
Even if they're in the garage.
Yep.
So if it's in the garage, it's
Foundation, yep, within the garage. Yeah, sprinklers no, because it's the owner's responsibility to blow them out, and half the chances it doesn't get done right. And so, and they actually just in California stopped covering sprinklers.
Huh.
So that's kind of a new thing. I just learned that. I was like, oh, they used to always cover them. Couple things that are not covered would be damage due by pets, right? So I don't know that people know this, but your AC outside, dogs love to urinate on that, and it eats the coils like immediately, especially when the heat hits it. And so that's not normal wear and tear, right? And so, an inspector will call that out. And then, like I said, I'll read an RE10 and I'll be very honest and say, okay, here's the deal. This specifically states that the coils are damaged because of pet urine. That's not going to be a covered item under a home warranty company. It's just not.
a good reason to get rid of a dog.
Super sick, cool, right?
Right? That's what's more important, your dog or your air conditioner.
Dog should be okay.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do for you agents out there is I'm going to give Elizabeth the buyer and seller scripts, and she can post them, and so that you can have them, so that anyone that is curious or that follows you can have access to some tools.
We're working on a web page just for this, so it would be it's separate.
Yeah, so then you can post it, and
people will do find value.
Because I do find that it's one that gets missed. You just said it, right? You talk about it, but it's not something that's like full front every single time,
right?
Like a home inspection is. And then agents sometimes have a hard time talking about it. They just don't really know what to say. And so these scripts were specifically written so that they can say, like, do you want a home warranty? Here's why I suggest it. And not everyone deserves a home warranty, right? Like if the home, if it's older home, I say every time. But I also say newer home because the things aren't built the same.
Well, homes change personalities, and people don't think that, and it sort of sounds kooky talk. But if you have a single person living in a house, and then a family of four moves in, they're flushing the toilet differently.
Water heater is not the same.
Yeah, and so it changes the personality of the home, and the home's like, wait a minute, we liked it better when the old lady was here.
Correct. So you didn't use anything.
Yeah.
And now you're running the dishwasher every day, and she probably used it once a week. Yeah, and no, that's completely true.
And the same is true the other way. Yep. Like it was a high use, and now you're not using it, and it feels lonely and abandoned, and then you kind of want to work in it.
And then your water becomes a little dark because you haven't run the faucets upstairs because nobody's using it.
Right. Yeah. So I talk about that all the time. I did call a warranty company out one time, and it was the breaker. I didn't know where the little button was on the outlet, so I paid $50 for the guy to go. Boop.
See, so that's why I always ask. That goes back to my okay, really tell me what's going on. Like when you say you don't have electrical in the upstairs bathroom, could the GFI be tripped? Like let me troubleshoot a little bit because you're gonna be mad at me if I send out a contractor and you pay $80 and he pushes that.
Yeah, that was frustrating. I don't know that I would have found it because it was kind of hidden.
Right.
The other one that I just thought of. And it went away. Oh, awkward word.
You'll find it later. You have ever sent me a friend request on Facebook, by the way?
I haven't.
No.
Okay, so we are. The good thing is right now though is I have a new assistant. She's a rock star. Her name's Michelle.
Done that?
And I just let her run my Facebook. She posts all the birthdays. No, actually I do it. Let's be honest. She's on Facebook posting all the birthdays and doing all things. So you have to look at it
on the Facebook. I just found out today that Facebook is a really great tool for international calls, like better than WhatsApp.
She has it, yeah.
Okay, I'll go and accept it. We should have been. I've been working with you for 6, 7, 8 years.
Longer than
that. Forever.
Yeah, and I'm not going anywhere.
I knew you when you had a personalized license plate.
Which one was that?
Summer 11.
That's not here anymore.
Yeah.
The new one says, oh, hell no.
No.
Oh.
I can't believe it passed. It did. I signed right off on it, and then I tried to get my husband, oh, hell yeah.
That one said
that said no. So I renew it before it's even renewable because I don't want it to go away. I don't want anyone to take it. I don't want them to say it's expired and they can't have it.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
License plates are the
But it was something of it.
My husband be 18.
Was it a red car? Maroon car?
Never.
Gray car.
Gray.
Yeah.
I have a gray Honda Accord.
Yeah, you go through the colors, eventually you'll get it.
No, I'm not a red person, so I would never own a red car.
I always have dreams that I'll die in a red car, so I don't like to buy them.
No.
Well, I've had owned like 5 of them.
I think it's because back in the day, somebody told me that red cars get pulled over more than any other car.
Red, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, I'll never own one.
No, I accidentally buy them.
You do? Yeah, no.
I'm like, wait a minute, I'll be driving down the road, like, this car's the wrong color, I'm going to get in trouble.
See, we're kind of like white and black, although the new car I want is the new slate gray. Yes, but it's like that really cool, like blue gray. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But no home warranties on cars.
No, there's car warranties.
If you live in the car.
Which I do, and somebody says that the other day, like, why do you spend so much money on cars?
Really live.
Oh, well, I was like, I don't have a brick and mortar, right? Like, I have an office, and so really, this is my office. Like, this is the office payment that I'd be making if I had a brick and mortar and I had a call center and all the things.
Yeah.
So.
What about a motorhome?
I know, I can't.
But you don't cover those.
No. Right. Oh, mobile homes, yes.
Do they have to be on a foundation?
They have to be on a foundation. But it doesn't have to be a permanent foundation. It just has to be on a foundation. So it can just be parked in a parking lot.
But it could be parked in a
mobile home park. Yep, absolutely. We'll call this manufactured home. Yep, it's a lot. Yep.
Awesome. So how long have they been around? We didn't get to the history one then.
We'll have to go back to the notes because I really kind of know this best. So 41 years, started on the East Coast. But the home service contract industry started in California, hence why they're so prevalent to all of it. And then it's just grown throughout the years. There's several different home warranty companies out there. I would say the East Coast is pretty prevalent, not so much the South. And then California, Texas, Nevada. Idaho's getting there, but I've been selling home warranties for over 12, 13 years, and we're still not where we need to be. But It's more education.
People
And,
don't understand that.
yeah.
So my other question. So when one of the houses we bought had a furnace, and we paid the money for them to come out, and it needed a new part, and they said they would fix it. And then it was in a weird place, so they were like, "It's really hard to get to, so we're going to charge you extra."
I don't.
But that's what you're for, right? Because if I get that weird,
Yeah.
like, wait, this doesn't feel right, I shouldn't be paying this
That's
extra.
why you need to be able to call somebody.
So that's
the local. That's your rep. Yep, that's your local rep that you would say like, "Hey, this doesn't seem right. It doesn't state anywhere, right? That I have to pay extra because it was located in the wrong spot." That's our responsibility. It's not yours.
Yeah.
And most of the time, we'll get it just requires two, right? Two contractors to do that job instead of just one, which is fine.
And you're kind of like a personal assistant for all your things in your house that could go wrong.
Yes. Yep.
I can call you and say
You
this
can
is
call me.
something, and you'll go.
Yeah, so the easiest way to place a service request is the portal. But we definitely have those clients that don't use internet. And so they'll just call up and I'll open it for them and then just let them know that the contractor will be calling them. And so.
Okay. What about code violations?
Right now, there is one company that makes you pay extra. It's like $550 or $600 for code violations. I'm pretty lenient on that because code changes, right, all the time. And so, if it's within the last year or two, I'm not gonna deal with code violations, right? I'll just take care of it. Or no, sorry, if it's older than that, right? Like if it's older, sorry, I said that wrong. If it's like 10 years old and code has changed, I'm not gonna deal with that. That was in code back then. But if it's something newer, I'm going to kind of question it a little bit and say like, "Hey, who installed this? Why wasn't it installed the code?"
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Do you have any other questions?
Really good.
It was really good.
Thank you.
She's amazing.
Oh, thank
This
you.
was so easy. This was so easy.
Mhm. You two made it great.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
We're having so much fun
I
with
know.
this podcast. I think I might be having more fun than Alex.
She
I'm
was
not
so
really sure.
funny this morning. She emailed me.
Oh, this is so good.
Are we going to be like just on audio or just?
Because some podcasts are just audio, right?
Right.
And some are video. So I didn't know.
Yeah, I've been doing video because I do little clips on social media.
Said you should do your hair.
So I said, "Is this on video or are we just audio?" And I think it sends back, "You should do your hair." I'm like, "Okay, point taken."
I did my hair.
So did I.
I took a picture before this morning without makeup and without my hair done, and then I took one after to see how I would look on camera. Like if I
I like that.
had done it right.
And it works.
And then I sent my daughter a picture and I was like, "Does this look okay?" And she was like, "Yes, Mom."
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you said that, I started laughing out loud. I was like, "All right, I can do this."
I have to remember not to wear busy clothes. I'm just something simple. So
That's great.
yes, it is. Yeah, simple. That's simple. Simple.
Yeah.
It's
Just-
easy.
You kind of blend with us today.
You actually do. We all just kind of like flow together.
That's great. Fire fits. Is that what they say?
What?
Fits, outfits, fits, fire, cool.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I've never heard that.
Now I'll ask my 16-year-old what I
People
got.
say stuff is fire. Like,
That's fire means like legit.
right.
That's fire.
So our fits are fire.
Okay, so you're saying our outfits are fire. Our outfits are legit.
Legit.
Okay, I just had to like dissect it a little bit.
Yeah,
There's
it's
like
different.
too legit. Like there's an old.
I can't
don't know what it
It
is.
was a big hammer, wasn't it?
Too legit to quit. But there's like a hand thing for it.
There is. It was like
Too
too.
legit. Too legit to quit.
Oh, legit.
Oh, you're not. You are a little older, aren't you? Turn over that.
Yeah, how?
I think I'm older than you are. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm old.
But I don't remember that. Too legit to quit.
Oh,
I know the song, but I don't remember the.
I remember because he did it in the video, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his pants. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Uh,
Enjoy your weekend.